Book an exclusive animal experience by scanning the QR code on the screen. Want to be face-to-face with the majestic killer whale? A little whale tour. Join our trainers for this unforgettable experience as they share personal stories and introduce you to these awe-inspiring marine animals. You'll meet killer whales up close, participate in playtime activities, and capture the most amazing group photos. Who wants to wade in the water without diving out and go? It's the experience everyone talks about, and no one forgets. Learn all about dolphins, then swim and get ready to get wet. Interacting with Bahamas dolphins, meets, touches, and playtime activities is sure to make your day at SeaWorld unforgettable. Can't decide which animal to see up close? But the ultimate animal experience you don't have to. Connect with and learn about the favorite trainer of sea lions, beluga whales, bottlenose dolphins, penguins, and sharks with the ultimate animal experience. It's perfect for any animal lover. Book these tours or any of our other amazing animal encounters offered here at SeaWorld San Antonio by scanning the QR code on the screen or visiting SeaWorldSanAntonio.com. Don't be a fish out of water. Book now before these exciting experiences sell out. Enhance your animal experiences today. You confidently won't regret.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you sitting in the first 15 rows, you are in the splash zone. There's a good chance that during our presentation, you will be getting very, very wet. If you want to avoid being soaked with ice-cold salt water, you might want to move to higher and drier ground.
Summer doesn't get any cooler than SeaWorld can. Get up close to amazing ocean animals like dolphins, sea lions, sharks, penguins, and more. Learn about animal care and conservation. Then take camp to new heights on SeaWorld's most thrilling rides. Sign up for day camps, overnight camps, and group camps at SeaWorldSanAntonio.com. There's no other camp like SeaWorld Camp.
honor the men and women of our armed forces. We proudly welcome you and your families. And at this time, we also both past and present members of the U.S. military, as well as our allies from around the world, to please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in honoring these men, women, and their families. And now, before today's presentation, we would love to share some information about killer whales.
The ocean covers over 70% of the Earth's surface and is essential for all life, both in the sea and on land. There's one animal that is the perfect ambassador for the ocean, and that's the Orcino's orca, or killer whale. In just a few minutes, you'll meet SeaWorld's killer whale. First up, let's find out more about these remarkable animals. Orcino's orca, or the killer whale, is the most widely distributed mammal on Earth. It can be found in the ocean, all around the world, including in the Arctic, the Atlantic, the Southern, the Indian, and Pacific Oceans. No other single marine species lives in as many different ocean habitats or is as directly reliant on as many different types of marine life as the killer whale. More than any other marine animal, the Orcino's orca is the very environment of our shared global ocean. Until about 2 decades ago, scientists didn't know that there were actually 7 different varieties or ecotypes of killer whales. With effort and observation, however, we discovered that there are actually 10 distinct hippocamps, each differing in size, behavior, diet, lifestyle, and appearance. A striking characteristic of the orca is their black and white skin. This camouflage is called disruptive coloration. In a murky environment, this coloration can make them difficult to detect. Killer whales are counter-shaded. Their top surface is darker than their surface underneath. From below, looking up, they blend in with the light from above. From above, looking down, they're invisible against the dark depths. Killer whales are warm-blooded and breathe air, just like we do. Killer whales are the largest members of the Delphinidae, or dolphin family. As you can see, they have impressive physical characteristics. Orcas have keen eyesight, both above and below the water. The dorsal fin of an adult male can be up to 6 feet in height. The powerful pectoral flippers and tail flip can propel them through the water at a high rate of speed with great maneuverability. Their top speed is nearly 30 miles per hour. Whales use echolocation to hunt and to communicate. Communication is also accomplished through tail slaps, breaching, and vocalizations. You'll experience a variety of natural killer whale behaviors during orca encounter today. We ask our whales to replicate natural behaviors such as breaching, spot hopping, and tail slaps. While awe-inspiring and entertaining for our guests, these behaviors are also essential to maintaining the health and well-being of the killer whales in our family. Much remains to be understood regarding the Marcellus orca. One thing we do know, however, is that across the globe, they face real challenges as the general health of their great populations and habitats on which killer whales depend suffer due to changes in the environment. In just a few moments, you'll encounter SeaWorld's killer whales and learn even more about these fascinating animals. As the most widely distributed mammal on Earth, the killer whale is uniquely positioned to represent the beauty, power, and fragility of the ocean.
You know, today is the best day to be rehabilitated. Today we got to release 10 new sea turtles. We are so proud to help animals like sea turtles recover. These 10 sea turtles join the over 2,500 sea turtles that SeaWorld has already helped.
Over the last 30 years, places like SeaWorld and other organizations have been working tirelessly to care for manatees in the wild through rescue and rehabilitation. However, today, manatees face significant challenges going forward.
Coral reefs having about 25% of all oceans biodiversity means that we're really trying to protect something that is going to protect us, but also protect the ocean.
Rescuing an entire ecosystem as opposed to an individual or certain species is
really incredible for us to be able to do.
Hi, I'm Guy Howard, and I want to congratulate SeaWorld. What they did is remarkable. I'm very proud with our association with SeaWorld. They've helped us with our shark research work, shark conservation, and of course, other marine animals that we study, like turtles and the reef conservation efforts. It's all part of the same action in trying to defend nature and protect nature. I encourage everybody to become involved, help when they can, aid SeaWorld in their magnificent journey. Keep up the great work, guys.
Our world has one interconnected ocean.
A vast blue expanse, critical to life on Earth.
And there's no better animal to represent the ocean's beauty than the killer whale.
They live in every corner of the ocean, from the Arctic to the Atlantic, the Southern to the Indian, to the Pacific and beyond.
The killer whale story is the ocean story, and it's one we all share.
We are one world, united by our ocean.
and engaged. SeaWorld's killer whales have inspired generations to care about our natural environment, and we're excited to share their stories with you today.
Killer whales are the ocean's top predator. They use cooperation and communication, not just size and strength, to take their place at the top of the ocean's food web. At the bottom are small animals, like krill. At the top, the apex predator, the killer whale. Killer whales are as big as a bus, faster than an Olympic swimmer. High flying and powerful.
We are going to get to see all of this today and more. These behaviors provide the whales with an environment full of enrichment.
We spend days, weeks, months, years building relationships with our whales. This creates trust, and that allows us to do some amazing things. For example, when you visit the doctor, you present your arm to draw blood, or step on the scale to see how much you weigh. It's much the same with our whales.
Throughout today's experience, you may notice the whales swimming together in unison. These synchronized behaviors strengthen their social bonds and challenge them to problem solve as a group. This is one of the many ways killer whales are known as one of the ocean's top predators. Their scientific name is Orcynus orca. Their common name, the killer whale. These whales have their own personal names as well, including Payukin, Tuar, Takara, and Sakari. Sakari is the youngest at 15 years old, and Takara is the oldest at 33. Takara is also the matriarch, which means she is the leader. These whales trust us and take an active role in their own health and well-being. Through the use of positive reinforcement training techniques, we're able to teach them less husbandry or healthcare behaviors. Erica's Styles are trainers Casey and Jacob to demonstrate some of these behaviors for you today. One of the very first behaviors we teach the whales is known as a fluke present. This is when the whale presents their tail flukes to the trainers. Not only does this allow us to examine their entire bodies, but it also grants us access to the easy-to-see, shallow veins in the white undersides of their tail flukes. Our veterinarians now can take a blood sample from these veins once a month, and the whales are conditioned to remain calm throughout the entire procedure, just like two artists demonstrating for you now. Now, throughout today's presentation, you may notice trainers providing a variety of different belly rubs, pectoral flipper, and even tail flip massages. They have very sensitive skin, and this is one of the many ways we can strengthen our own relationships with the whales. Now, collecting blood is an important diagnostic to ensure each animal's health. Another way we do this is by weighing each whale once a week, and we do this by asking them to slide out of the water onto a whale-sized scale in one of the back-adjacent pools, just like Tuar is demonstrating for you now. Now you may notice a portion of his body is still in the water, from his dorsal fin all the way down to his tail flukes. This is called the peduncle, and is made up of very dense, strong muscle that can weigh several hundred pounds. So, in order to get an accurate weight, we'll simply ask him to lift his tail flukes up and out of the water. And this is exactly how we know that as of this week, Tuar here is weighing at over 8,800 pounds. Getting accurate weights on all of the animals helps us to ensure that the adult whales are maintaining healthy weights, and the younger whales are growing appropriately. Positive behaviors such as these help us to ensure that the animals are healthy and thriving.
And the care isn't just physical. Mental stimulation and play are vital, and we surprise and engage with our whales at every opportunity. Play is how killer whales teach their young to hunt, and for the adults, play is important too. It seems that they just enjoy having fun. Making time for play is an important part of life for killer whales, and for us.
Observational learning and mimicry play a critical role in the life of a killer whale. From the moment they are born, they learn by watching and playing follow the leader with their mothers and other members of the flock. They can even play follow the leader with us by mimicking our movements. So over here in the classes and your friend Zachary, we're going to learn a little bit more about how killer whales play this game. So Zachary, please raise one of your hands and give Tuar a big wave hello. looks like Tubar here is taking off to the bottom of this 40-foot deep pool to demonstrate something we call a sighting bow. So everyone look to the center and give it up for Tubar. Great job, Tubar. Now we're going to learn a little bit more about how killer whales communicate with their new friend Marcus here. Now killer whales can communicate in a variety of different ways, vocalizations being one of these. So Marcus, whenever you're ready, please ask Tubar to demonstrate a vocalization for us. That was beautiful! Did you know that scientists actually believe that when a killer whale leaps out, crashes back down to the surface, this could potentially be a way for them to communicate, to make their presence known. You see, sound travels about 4.5 times faster in the water than it does in the air. So when a killer whale crashes back down, this sound can be heard for miles. Oh no, Marcus, I'm so sorry! I always forget to mention a splash. Lucky for you, we have a towel ready to go. Everyone, let's give a round of applause for our audience volunteers. As we have just witnessed, killer whales communicating by making a huge splash. Over the past 60 years, seawalls has learned many of the mysteries surrounding this amazing species. For instance, we now know that the gestation period of a pregnant killer whale is 17 months. That information wasn't possible being out in the ocean. However, there is some information that can only be found within observation, and SeaWorld works very closely with our partners from around the world to further our knowledge. Killer whales are intelligent, powerful animals, and perhaps one of the best expressions of that power is when they hunt.
Killer whales stand apart. They have no natural predators. Just about any other ocean animal could be their dinner. Depending on where they live and their chosen prey, they've developed some epic hunting techniques. Off the coast of South America's killer whales will beach themselves, riding in on waves just long enough to catch prey. They'll also create waves that knock animals like penguins or seals from icicles. Most importantly, they cooperate, communicate, and coordinate as a team. Here's footage of killer whales corralling a school of herring. A little dips in and beats, while the other whales keep the fish together with swipes of their tails.
In the ocean, killer whales make waves to hunt, use blue swipes to stun their prey, and even beach themselves out in the water. For these whales, it is a fun demonstration. And for you, it is time to